Hey guys, welcome to this video. Let's see what comes through, a little light language. My intention with all of these videos, of course, is to assist in raising the frequency and vibration and awareness around ascension, among other things, to assist in facilitating in just raising awareness, bottom line, to the energies that we're feeling, to Earth, to one another. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching these videos, and thank you so much for all of the comments. I finally got caught up, I think, on most of the comments that I had seen. So if you left me a question or a comment, you might want to go back and check it out because I did answer some questions to the best of my ability. And I just wanted to share a few things before we get started. Things do shift from my perspective. As we all grow, our perspectives shift. And so questions that I answer them to the best of my ability in that moment. There may be more that comes later on, and if I don't know the answer to the question, I'll certainly refer you to someone who might know the answer to the question. One of the things I would like to share is that I'm recognizing that my purpose with these videos is primarily the light language right now. Although I do get things that come through, obviously, as you guys have seen that have watched these videos before, in English that comes through as a message. The messages that I receive are done in a certain style that I'm working on adding to my blog, because sometimes when I write out the messages that I receive, they look like a specific energy signature is what I'm being guided to share. And so when that comes through, it's a different, not a different energy, but a different dynamic to the interplay of energies that are weaving in the storyline that I'm sharing with you guys. You guys, I'm in flow when I'm saying this. So sometimes I'll say things and it may not make sense on a linear level, but your cellular body, your light body, your oversoul understands it. And so it doesn't have to be understood, it just has to be felt. It doesn't have to be felt, but it is felt. So I do a lot of light language videos, but I am sharing more and more about the messages that I'm receiving because I would like to connect with as many people as possible. And I do understand that the light language can be a little bit different for some people, and that's okay. So the first thing I wanted to address before I get into all of this are a few of the things that have come up in sessions when I've been working with people. And I did a video yesterday about some of this, but the biggest thing I want to share with you guys is that most of the beings that I work with are these beautiful big beings of light, and they just don't see it. So what I want to share with you guys right now in this now moment is that it doesn't matter. So let me just back up and say that I intend for this to be for the highest and greatest good of all, in alignment with the highest levels of love light. So I'm going to go into a little light language and then I'll go back into the message because it's going to come through. Duriya nakini estashtina kukuruara der or. Tustashtina kukurua na ak unuru uyina a ukunu uyina. So what I'm hearing is that we're charging some particles. And so as we play with words and we charge the dynamic principles that you exist from, you feel a connection within your cells. There goes my little buddy. within your cellular remembrance, so to speak, and in that circumference of your field. I'm going to have to pause this. I don't know how to pause these videos. I think we're quiet. Oh wow. You do not necessarily realize on a linear level how many spectrums and fields you tap into when you listen to different frequencies. These tashtik inik uruk unuk urusti anak ukhua duk urust it inik it ak unuk uruk unuk ua ditini ak anak ua. So I'm having reference to the path of least resistance, a new meaning to the path of least resistance. Many of us feel like that's the easiest path, and the easiest path is listening to something that possibly did not necessarily put you into an easier path before. So in other words, if you're listening to something and it feels yucky, then your body is resisting for a reason. So if you're listening to, let's say, a radio station and you feel tense because you're listening to this radio station, you're resisting. And so that's a signal to you saying this is not the highest path for you. On the flip side of that meaning, it's also reference to letting things go and not, that let go or be dragged. And so many people are still resisting who they really are. So when we're in a place of despair, and I'm in flow right now, guys, I'm just kind of saying what's coming to mind. When we're in a place of despair, so I'm seeing a play on words there too, because it's like disrepair. So let's say you're pairing together the divine feminine and the divine masculine. In despair, you're creating separation, okay? And when we're in a state of separation, it leads us into depression, or it can lead us into static, where we feel unable to connect with source energy. And so what many people are, we are in a used to state of behaving in a certain pattern. And these repetitive thought patterns and cycles are then reigniting old energy to come up to the surface. And until we put ourselves into a place to, I see fire burning that old energy into that space of get angry, get not over, meaning ignore it, but meaning it's okay to be angry. That is a spark that is sometimes needed to ignite despair, depression, heaviness, complacency. It's more important to find and get fired up so that you can ignite what you need to get to the next level, so to speak. And this is all very non-linear, guys. So to speak your truth. So to speak. For as we go into the silence, we now remember words that need to be spoken, energies that need to be brought to our awareness, to our continued expansive expression. Many people have been used to dogmatic behavior. So I'm having reference to work like a dog, dogged, meaning stubborn, mad dog, which is energy. Hair of the dog. The same thing that got you there can sometimes, we think, get us out of it, but realistically it doesn't. It just makes us feel better temporarily. These tashtiki mikini in our kuno roeti na kuno roeti na kia na kuroa na dora di. That was a long one. Tina kuroe kini atieta dini ti stashti kini ya na okunuroe ti na kukuroe ti na ni na kunukuroe ni ti na da ti da na kuroe di da anuroe di ni kina okunoe ti da ki na di ni na okunoe di na kunuroe ni na kunoe na kai na di na kia na akunoe na Dui na ugunue di na kunue di na kia na kunue di na kunuri di na kunua di na au kunua no ne na ne ki di na kunure di ne adu gudue di na. And so as you break free of these shackles that bind you to some old house, to some old, reference again to a dog. I see a dog outside on a chain. And you can see all this stuff around you, but then as soon as you start to run forward, it yanks you back. Break free of those chains, for you are not chained to anything that you do not choose to chain yourself to, that you do not choose to hold ties with. The tie that binds you is you. But until we realize this, we are caught in a spectacular interplay of realities that commingle with light and dark and different reverberations that then transfer that energy out into the universe. So I'm hearing lots of different things here, guys. One of the things I just want to share really briefly is that one of the girls that I've worked with, beautiful star, little star angel, she is a beautiful artist. I'll actually be sharing some of her work just on some of the videos that I do because anyways, you'll see why. But my point is she was talking about how we were having this conversation about how energy, you know, you hit this table and it reverberates out. The energy just doesn't just disappear. It's absorbed into this table. And I had this aha why tapping is so important. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to have to break this up into 2 videos because I have company knocking on my door. So in love and light, this will be part 1. Namaste.